Hello and welcome to Hibs Talk, it's Gav here, and just to say that this is a bit of a different format, the quiz, so we're looking for some feedback, and if it doesn't work as a podcast, let us know if there's anything we can do different, try to keep the conversation going, but it is also available as a video podcast, with the images of the graphics for all the quiz and things like that, available on YouTube, Twitch for 2 weeks, and I believe it'll still be up on Twitter as well. But yeah, like I say, best format's probably YouTube. But if not, like I say, we still have a chat about the Arsenal game. We still keep the conversation flowing. So, but I appreciate any feedback. This is something we're going to try and do in international breaks, as I kind of say on the podcast. So I'll not repeat myself. But looking for feedback, and hopefully enjoy the quiz. Let us know how you get on with it, and enjoy the Arsenal game tomorrow, which is what we kind of start talking about after obviously the fact that it's not coming home, it's coming Rome. Hello and welcome to Hibs Talk. I'm your host as always, Gav. Joining me today is Dave.
Alright.
Callum.
Good evening.
Matt.
Alright.
And Craig.
Alright.
Guys, how's everyone getting on?
Very good, mate.
Well,
very good.
good.
No bad.
Might as well start with the football last night. Dave, did you watch? I mean, of course you did, but what did you think of the game last night, the final?
It was decent. Well, I actually didn't think it was that good, and then I thought it was going to just go the completely wrong way. But then, obviously, as soon as Italy scored, I didn't see them losing. For there, to be honest with you, just gave them something. They're just that way, the Italians, isn't they? So
I love that thing I was getting shared about today. The fact that they scored in 1966.
Yeah, that's mind blowing. Yeah, I know.
I know. Callum, did you enjoy the game?
Eventually, like Dave, yeah, I think I messaged my mate today, English guy, saying that after about 20 minutes, I was pretty convinced England were going to win maybe 3 or 4-0. They just looked really comfortable, really organised. Italy didn't seem to have a clue. And yeah, as the game went on, the goal was coming and it ended rather well. We like a penalty shootout, Craig, don't we? So,
it was. I was the same as you. After England scored so early, it was like it was just going to be one of the moments where you're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, here we go." But I think it ended up being the whole narrative of the match ended up probably being the best way for us, in that they felt for so long they're going to do it. Obviously, Italy then equalising, and when it goes to penalties, kind of Jorginho has the chance to win it, so it gives them that brief 30-40 seconds of hope before Donnarumma, though, ice in the veins, the way his reaction after he saved Saka's, he was just like that.
Because his reaction made me kind of think, have they won it? I was like,
that was almost like a reverse David Marshall, waiting for VAR.
Yeah.
But no, it was good. There must have been folk watching it over my back fence, but they must have been watching it on iPlayer. So it was like a delayed 30-second cheer. So when Rashford missed, I think by the time the next Italy penalty had been taken, they were just getting the Rashford miss.
Right.
So as soon as it hit full time, there was the hussies everywhere. I ran out in the backyard and let off a squeal as well. Good,
I had that with I'm not sure if I said it in the pod before, but I had that with the Scotland-Croatia game. We're at my mates and we were watching it on the STV player, and we heard from upstairs, "Oh, yeah, effing beauty!" So either he's Croatian and that's very good Scottish, or Scotland are about to score. And yeah, 2 minutes later we did. But yeah, Matt, did you enjoy the final?
Enjoyed it by the end of the penalties, but you just thought when England got that early goal, you thought, fuck, it may actually happen. But as soon as Italy got that equaliser, you just couldn't see a way back for England.
Yeah, I think Southgate got pretty much everything right apart from the penalties. The decision to put 2 players on, no pressure, lads. You're only on to score the penalties. That's why Rashford played right back for 3 minutes. I think
he got everything right, though. I mean,
I thought the changes done them.
Yeah, and I think that England team have. The question I said to the same mate was, if they win it, have they won it because of Southgate's tactics or in spite of Southgate's tactics? because they've got such a good squad. They could play a second 11 and it should probably still do well in the tournament.
True.
And I just felt that it was still just a little bit. You just wanted them to take the brakes off a little bit sometimes when you've got the likes of players like, Grealish should have been on much earlier yesterday, for example.
Yeah.
And you just think if you take the brakes off, they could destroy teams a little bit. I'm glad they never, but you just think.
I thought with them having the 5 at the back, obviously Italy's scoring for the set piece. Like that, for me, that was, I know they were so dominant with the ball, but I didn't see them getting away past that 3 of Walker, Stones and Maguire. As soon as they went to the 4 and Walker had to then go out to right back, that gave Italy a lot more space.
Because Walker just mops up everything at that back 3, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Aye.
So, but no, who cares?
I delighted they lost. I made the tournament a lot sweeter. I thought it was overall a good tournament. I agree with what the boy was saying yesterday. Never do that again about plummeting different places. Just have a host country and just do special pieces on the country with the TV companies. It's just so much better. So yeah, I'm all for that. But yeah, obviously, Hibs quiz night. We're going to be having a quiz tonight. We've got 3 rounds, and we're going to be crowning either a new or Callum is going to retain. He should have the belt, but I never got through to him to give it to him. But either crowning a new or Callum will defend his Hibs Talk heavyweight quizzing championship. Dave, what are you going to say?
I'm not going to say anything, mate. I'm here to make the numbers up. I'm so bad at quizzes. I'm basically Hamilton. I'm just trying to stay up. Stay up bottom. I've no aspirations to win.
Third is an achievement then, Dave, is that?
Oh, aye.
But yeah, so we're going to obviously be doing the quiz. But before that, let's have a chat about the game tomorrow. This won't be too in depth because, like I say, a lot of people will be listening to this as a podcast, potentially even after the game. But we'll have a chat about Arsenal. Dave, your thoughts on as we've kind of said in the past, we should be having more glamour friendlies. Would you class Arsenal as a glamour friendly?
Just depends what 11 they play. Quite a lot of the players are going to be away, but to be fair, obviously it's a decent sized club in it. So coming to Easter Road would be much better if there was a lot more fans. And because I'm not going, I'm one of the ones that moaned about the price. Quite happy to admit that. So, but yeah,
I don't think you were alone. I think you were the majority moaned about the price.
Yeah, but it's definitely a decent friendly, so.
Yeah. Matt, any players you're looking forward to in particular to see?
In terms of Hibs or Arsenal?
Arsenal first, and then we'll talk about Hibs in a minute.
I would like to see Kieran Tierney come back, but I very much doubt it if he's even started pre-season yet. But you just don't know what sort of team they're going to play. They're going to just bring their 23s, are they going to mix in some first-team players? It's just one of these games you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen.
I think it is a training camp, isn't it? Because they've got Rangers at the weekend as well. Yeah.
Aye, Callum, I'd be a bit surprised though if they look bad for Hibs. It already looks bad charging £26, but it look bad if it turns 26 as a bunch of young players that we've never even heard of in Arsenal. Surely there's a bit of a guarantee there's going to be some Mamayan and stuff.
Yeah, I would have thought there's a guarantee that they'll have at least 3 or 4. They'll have at least 3 or 4 names in there. Who knows what the names will be? But yeah, I think there'll need to be something. There'll be some kind of guarantee, I would have thought.
Craig, any players in particular that you're looking forward to seeing, hoping are one of the ones that start?
Couldn't give an arse about this round, if I'm being honest.
Any reason why not?
To be fair, I wanted to say that as well, but I thought I'd give a decent answer.
I just there's no I've got zero interest in it whatsoever. I don't give a rat's arse about friendlies, to be honest. Especially one, like everybody said, it's been covered already about the price and that. It's just not for me. Plus point though, Dougie Donnelly's hosting the match apparently.
Yeah, so
don't know how we couldn't have put him last season rather than that Arsenal star.
Yeah,
I think it's important not to get carried away with friendlies. I mean, we saw some unhappy people when we got beat off Accrington Stanley last week, and then followed it up with what's a decent result against Stoke. I think it's at the end of the day, they're training sessions, aren't they? It's essentially just to get match fitness up and work on a little bit of shape and stuff. So players aren't going hell for leather or that, and especially when we've got European games that we're interested in. So yeah, I think we just need to. It's good to see the players, and I'm going to Wraith on Friday. So it'll be good to see and be back at a game, but that's all it really is. As Craig says, I'm not really too excited about them other than that.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, and I'm not a big Arsenal fan. I think they pretend to be a bigger club than they are. I get a lot of fun winding Stephen up about them because Stephen's a big Arsenal fan, but But I mean, it's a bit crazy, the £26, and we've got Fraser Cry every day asking, do you know if the season ticket holders get the game for free, or does everyone need to pay for it? So yeah, £8, regardless of whether you're a season ticket holder or not, for HibsPass.com, which does seem a bit ridiculous, Dave, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I draw comparisons to what Motherwell can do for their fans, and then they just keep churning out great stuff all the time. That guy, that Alan Burrows, was a fan, and then obviously ended up being their CEO, or is that what he is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's just absolutely, they're just on point with everything, absolutely everything they do. They've got community club tied down. We're interested in money. That's it. I'll not have anyone tell me otherwise.
It's hard to disagree when you look at the even when you look at Celtic season ticket holders are getting all their pre-season friendlies for nothing through their Past the Paradise or whatever it's called. Like I said in the chat the other day, but I don't disagree with them charging for the friendly on Hibs TV. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't, in normal circumstances, we wouldn't be getting to see it for nothing anyway.
But as I said to you,
no, I know, but because there's going to be people at the game, that element for me is taken away. Because if you wanted to see it, before we never had a chance. If you wanted to see the game, you had a chance. So charging for the friendly on Hibs TV doesn't bother me. It's the complete lack of anything else. All this patter that we had last season about renew your season ticket, you'll get put into a draw to get a tour of HTC. Never heard anything else about that.
But to be fair, COVID's no way yet in terms of
but they've never even came back and said, oh, what we said last year still applies this year or whatever.
Yeah,
the whole nothing even coming for the club in terms of when I said a few years ago after we got leathered off Hearts in the final, buy a home top, get an away top for free, especially with a new manufacturer, or even buy the home top, get 25% off training wear of your choice or whatever.
Or buy your season ticket, get 10% off both tops.
Exactly. They've actually given us nothing. I'm more pissed off about that. And like Dave says, the money value, £26 for a friendly. I couldn't give a fuck if we were playing Real Madrid. That is bang at the order. It really is. It's bang at the order. To charge that for what is effectively now, and I know you like winding Stephen up, but effectively now a mid-table English team.
That due to the Euros and stuff, they will be missing a lot of their players anyway. So
it's not if it's the Arsenal 20 years ago when you've got the chance of seeing Henry and Perez and Bergkamp and all that. Nah, no for me. I'm very much on Dave's side of the fence for this one.
How much was it when we played Barcelona at Murrayfield? Can you mind?
No, scary.
I don't know, but you can charge what you want for that. That's a glam.
That's what I want to try, and that's what I'm wondering if we if that was about £26.
Somebody will have a ticket, surely.
See, to be fair, I think the fact that the fans have given so much in the last year and a half, and not seen anything, and there's been no reward of that, is the thing that stings the most. See, if this was just a normal year and they're charging £26 to go and watch Hibs Arsenal, I probably would just shrug my shoulders. Maybe
yeah.
But it's just the circumstances that it's fallen under. You feel like you've been loyal, and then you're getting kind of mugged off a wee bit. That's what I felt. I felt 100% I'm just a customer, and then at the end of the day, that's what we are, and they want our money, but they kind of need to be a bit more clever and sensitive the way they go.
I kind of wonder, and I think I said this the other day, I kind of wonder what they've had to agree to get Arsenal.
Yeah.
Price-wise, are Arsenal getting a cut of the money? So you kind of wonder if Hibs kind of had to sign themselves up to something that they don't really, that they maybe regret now a little bit.
Possibly, but is there any reason why and some communication kind of come out about it because they know Hibs fans are annoyed. So
Yeah.
that to
Yeah.
me,
But then someone will always be annoyed about it. So if they came out and said that, then people would be annoyed about that. So I suppose.
I mean, Matt, they were pushing for 6,000 fans initially, only got the 2,000. Do you think if they had got 6,000, they'd still be charging £26, or do you think that's a way of kind of making up money that, you know, maybe 20 quid ahead if it was 6,000?
I hope not, because they've struggled to sell the 2,000.
I mean, quite possibly.
Would it have been cheaper if it was more folk?
It might have been. It's something we'll probably never know. But when you're talking about how many fans we get, and it kind of is a joke when you look what Murrayfield had, 15,000, 20,000 in a week or so ago, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And then other side of the city, there's 2,000 in. It's just questionable.
Yeah, but I mean, to be fair, they're starting to be consistent with it in terms of friendlies. They've done that with Celtic, and I believe Rangers are kind of 2,000 as fans as well, even and they're bigger stadiums, but they're kind of still keeping it to 2,000, which, you know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But
the numbers are crazy, because you've then got Kelty Hearts were at home on Friday night against Dundee United and had 2,000 at the game in a 2,100 attendance stadium. You know what I mean? So they were 99% full, and we're only allowed 10%.
There's no logic behind it. They're making it up as they go along now, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
But that's another story for another day.
That's a different podcast.
Yeah.
Just a couple of your guys' comments about the price and stuff. Monarch Mark saying the price is absolutely shocking, especially when fans are just getting back in Easter Road. But yeah, that's obviously the main thing. As much as it is shite, it's only 2,000 and it is that expensive. It is great to see fans going back to Easter Road. So I mean, Dave, let's have a quick chat about Hibs in terms of the game. I mean, I'll be honest, I've not seen any of the updates. I don't know if anyone can let me know if they have about Murphy after his knock, but an impressive assist and Scott Allen scoring, Dave. I mean, you know, great to see Scott Allen doing what kind of want to see him do, scoring goals from midfield.
Yeah, there was some finish as well. And the ball in for Murphy didn't panic, lash it across, he did look up, picked him out, and then, yeah, great finish. I've not seen a lot, I've just seen a few highlights, but it's a decent enough result, and I just hope Murphy's not injured, like, long term. Like, he needs a run of games, you know what I mean? He can't just keep being stop-start. If we want to get the best of him, and we want to, like, for example, get into the group stages of this Europa Conference, we can't afford to have essentially like passengers, like folk that are playing like 20% of a season.
Got a comment here from Andrew saying Murphy is fine and Doidge will be back for Saturday. Perfect, that's great. Callum, I mean, you and me went back and forth about Murphy quite a bit last season. You were sort of a bit more optimistic than me. I've said I'm going to give him a fresh chance. Are you quite excited about the possibility of him and Mackay competing for that left-hand side?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that the biggest problem was, I like what Murphy can do when he does it. I mean, and we saw when he done all like the cutting back stuff and sort of going across the edge of the box, it was quite frustrating, because when he took the ball to the byline and stuff, it was exciting. And I think the more game time he gets, the fitter he is, the more we'll see that. So there is a concern. We know that he's had sort of bits and pieces injury problems over the last few years. So that's the only worry. Because you're probably thinking he's going to be one of our highest earners as well. So yeah, if he can be fit and him and Mackay can challenge each other, then you know, or even Mackay on the left with Murphy playing in the number 10 and challenging him, and Scott Allen challenging as well. So it's good to have options there. He's got ability. He's clearly a really good player. It's just some being consistent with it, with his fitness.
Craig, we spoke last week on the pod a wee bit about formations. I know you weren't on it yourself, and in the sort of two friendlies so far, it seems like we've started with this 4-2-3-1. Do you think this is because Doidge isn't in the squad, or could you see him scoring with this formation next year to get the best out of Scott Allen?
You could probably answer that both ways by saying, it's because Doidge wasn't there, and it's also to get Scott Allen into the team. I don't think Scott Allen fits into Jack Ross's system for last season. I think that's fairly evident. So So and we've always known that his best position has been in behind either A or two strikers. So that getting the most out of him is more important for me than if Doidge or one of Doidge or Nisbet have to miss out. Then that's just tough. For me, getting Scott Allen back into the team is more important because he gives us more. What I feel he gives us, try to say this properly. Scott Allen gives us more than a Doidge Nisbet partnership does, if that makes sense. For me, anyway, Scott Allen opens up like possibilities for everywhere, whereas that partnership, as successful as it was last season, obviously with Boyle included in that as well, it did go. If we didn't really seem to have 2 or 3 of them on form all at the same time. They all came and Doidge had a burst, Nisbet had a burst, Boyle then had that burst, and then more often than not, 2 of them were off form, which I don't think you can really, especially like if Dave says we're going to get into European competition, we can't be carrying passengers. And for me, Scott Allen isn't a passenger. He's still one of the most creative, exciting players in Scotland to watch. And we need to be building the team around him and not trying to shoehorn him into, like I said, the system that the manager used last season, because I don't think it would work.
I mean, Matt, one of the big criticisms from Jack Ross last season was we didn't get enough goals from midfield. Potentially 4-2-3 you're looking at Murphy on the left, who's probably wanting to do better than they did last season and play more. Boyle on the right, Allen behind, and then potentially even McGuinness behind Dame in the 2, or potentially somebody else. I don't know what you sort of think. Do you think there's a possibility for more goals from midfield this season?
Definitely. I mean, when you look at it as well, you've got Mallon coming back, who was out of it last season with Jackson Irving going. Does that leave Mallon still with a chance? Because for me, I think Mallon's still got a great chance at Hibs. But then when you're saying, would he sit beside McGuinness, Newell? Does he need to be in with Doyle, Hayes or Gogic? So it's another season where we've got a lot of midfielders, and how do we fit them all in again?
Yeah, tough one. Like I say, if you want to hear our thoughts on the current squad and who's going to come and go, and if not listened to it already, last week's podcast, what does the squad need? It's available now on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. So we're going to be doing this as a quiz night. This is something that we're going to do on kind of like international breaks. We're really committed to try and do it. Well, I am anyway. We're committed to doing the Monday 7 p.m. Podcast every week. So there will be weeks when Hibs are not playing international breaks and stuff. So quiz nights will be good for then. So we're going to try and do this sort of on then. But like I say, we thought we'd get one in the pre-season, since there was only really the Arsenal game to kind of talk about this week. No major news, no signings, unfortunately. So we will get started with the quiz. I'll add it to the stream and get us all at the side here. So yes, have you all got your pen and paper?
Indeed.
Yes, boss.
Yes, Gaffer.
Right. Okay. So I'll get that here. Okay. So we have 3 rounds, and we'll kind of be going through each round, getting the scores after each round, and then crowning a champion at the end. So let's get fired into round 1 then. So, of course, as we often do, we're going to start with The Price is Right. Now, a bit of a twist on this one, because it's quite easy to go onto eBay and do. I'm on eBay, going onto eBay and doing your research beforehand for Hibs items. So instead, in the theme of tomorrow, we're going to be looking at easy for me to say, Arsenal football items. So these are items for sale on eBay. All the buy it now price, and the closest gets 3 points. So I've lost my mouse. There it is. So let's get started with this first one here. So we have an Arsenal FC Sterling ring, medium size U. So yeah, medium ring. So if you want to write down what your price you think this will be, and we'll go through. So Dave, you've ever bought any Arsenal memorabilia?
Nah, mate, I'm no really an Arsenal guy either, to be fair. The only English team I like is Man United, and that was for Sir Alex and that when I was growing up. So, that's it. I have no idea how much this could be. This is a punt.
Cool. So the next one we have. We'll go through the price. I forgot how I've done this. So we'll go through everybody. So Dave, if you want to go first, I should put a clip on you. There we go. What were you? What were you going for?
£62.
62. Okay. Callum?
29.95.
Okay. Craig?
29.99.
Oh. And Matt?
75 quid.
75. Okay, so I can tell you the price was, let's back to this one. $29.99.
I nearly wrote that as well. I was like, 509, bastard.
So that's a point to Craig. I'm going to have to make sure my pen's quiet away from the mic, doing it here.
Look,
So
I know you said closest gets 3 points. What do you get for getting that bang on?
3 points. So next item we have is a John Hartson signed Arsenal shirt. So as you can see, photo of John Hartson here is verified. He signed it. You get the shirt and a nice gift box as well. So yeah, John Hartson. So what we're thinking?
Have these all got buy it now prices, eh?
Yeah.
Yes. So I mean, I know this answer, but Callum, who's your English team then?
Everton.
So how did you land on Everton?
The guy, my mate I was talking about, the English mate, when I lived down in Crewe, that was his team. So I used to go to games with him every now and then. It was a better option than going to see Crewe Alex. Although I might have seen a young. When I did go, I saw in the same team was Neil Lennon and Danny Murphy at the same time at Crewe. Yeah, that was their centre midfield.
The pricks.
Exactly.
So Dave, what did you go for the John Hartson top?
350.
Oofed.
I mean, I didn't have a clue, so
350. Matt, I'll come to you next.
250.
250. Callum?
150.
150. And Craig?
I was waiting for 90.
90. Okay.
Look at him with his wee tick by his first one.
Okay, so I can tell you that it's too much cooking. That one is 155.99.
Yes.
A point to Callum.
Grow up,
So
Callum.
next-
Come on. Eh?
So the next item here we've got is an Arsenal Bullseye wall clock official license merchandise football fan gift. These are just copied word for word from eBay. So yeah. So we'll keep to the spirit of talking about teams, English teams. Craig, who's your English team and why?
Tottenham Hotspur, mate. So real glutton for punishment.
Price Hibs and Tottenham, that's bad.
To be fair, I wouldn't say. I know that some of you actually like proper like the teams. Like I would just if somebody says to me Tottenham, but it's because I remember one of the first games I ever seen on Sky was Spurs against Man United. Probably about between 94 and 96. And Jurgen Klinsmann scored for Spurs and done the dive.
Yeah.
And that was it. Like ever since then, it was Klinsmann, and then obviously as Sky got more popular, like players like Teddy Sheringham and that, and So I've only ever seen them once in person, and it was at Tynecastle when they absolutely leathered Hearts 5-0. So that was
Made you like them even more then. Aye.
Oh, that was absolutely pleasing. And also my granddad was an Arsenal fan, so it was kind of a bit biting back against him.
So we'll go through the what you've all gone for this. Matt, start with yourself. What have you gone for?
£12.99.
£12.99. Callum?
£9.95.
£9.85. Dave?
£5.40.
£5.40. And Craig?
I went for 25.
25.
What?
Was that the official merchandise that sold you that, Craig?
What? Aye, because it's official. Aye.
It looks
So I can
right,
tell-
boy.
It does look right. I'll give you that. The price for that is $16.99. So I believe that's a point for Matt. So the next one we've got here is an away shirt, Arsenal away shirt, Bruce Banana, 91-93, size 38-40 Adidas JVC original. So this is an original. This isn't a reprint. This isn't a remake. This is an Adidas original from 91, 92, 93.
So they say.
So they say anyway. If it doesn't take that out on me. If it doesn't turn out to be at that, just what is as listed as. So yes. So
Surely that's Dave. You're big on your Adidas stuff. Like surely that's
No, that's obviously quite a good number, that one, like. So I've went quite high.
it's quite a sought after top that as well. It's quite because the Arsenal was there one a couple of seasons. I'm sure actually I got out it a couple of years ago. Like yellow and
yeah. It's that's their probably version of your 91 top. Like I could imagine fans would want it. So
yeah.
I've went with that in mind.
So let's go through your scores. Matt, start with yourself. What you went for?
400.
400. Dave?
550.
550. Callum?
I also went 400 eventually.
Craig?
I went 220.
220.
I went 300 originally, but Dave sold me up. Good salesman there.
I think it'll be higher.
I'm going off like because obviously knowing what like this and the purple one were, I'm thinking because we're not a bigger club, our tops are going to be rarer than
That's true.
theirs are. So
London prices, though. Nah.
I suppose.
So I can tell you that one. The buy it now price is $499.99. So that's Callum and Matty share the points on that one.
What? I said 550.
That is Dave, surely.
Oh wait, I am bad at maths. It's Dave.
Don't worry, Dave. I've got your back.
I was like Dave's 150 away. But apparently you can be dyslexic with maths as well.
Trust me, you can.
So yes, but everyone's on the scoreboard, and it's all even at the moment. So we have another signed top up next. So again, there wasn't any nice photos like there was of the lovely photo of John Hartson of Henry Bergkamp, but this one is apparently signed. It's a signed frame Arsenal shirts, Thierry Henry and Dennis Bergkamp. So the two tops, replica shirts signed by them, not match worn, replica shirts signed by them, and a lovely frame, two photos and some text about the two games as well. So yeah. So as your Matt, what was have you got an English team?
I honestly couldn't give a crap about English football.
Any particular reason why not? You don't like say
It's just never followed it. It's overhyped for me. If I was to choose, it would probably be Chelsea. I've got some cousins that are season ticket holders, but I really don't care about it.
You sent a photo of you in a Chelsea flag and stuff celebrating the Champions League final.
That's because I'm a glory hunter and wanted to wind up people.
I can tell you're a lot younger than us. Like we're for like the match of the day era. Like when getting home on a Saturday after the game was like you watched sports and then you watched match of the day after it, and that's where your for me, like the affiliations came for that rather than the big sky boom that happened.
Yeah, Dave, you're quite like that. You're not a big like I said, I know you sort of follow Man U, but you're not a big follower of the English game, are you?
Nah, the last couple of years I've just went right off it. I don't know why. Probably just because of everything that comes with it, but I've went off it quite a bit.
So let's have a look at this sort of top here. Okay, that's at the side. So yes, so what did we all go for this top? Dave, will come to you first.
280.
280. Callum?
I went for 999.95.
Aye.
Probably miles away.
Craig?
I went 12.50.
Oh, there we go.
Listen, not £12.50, obviously. 1,000.
And Matt?
I think it's at 700. 700.
Okay, so you can tell me who's closest since I'm bad at maths, but I can tell you that the price for that is 59499.
Oh, that'll be Reedy.
That were 100 and no.
Yeah, Rudy wins.
Yeah.
I'm not arguing.
Okay. So next item up here right here is a personalised Arsenal FC Gifts steel and rubber bracelet official. So you can get this personalised, get your name, Stephen, number 1 Fanny, on that, easy peasy. So how much for this personalised rubber and stainless steel bracelet? So,
Isn't it great how the two official things have been the two shittest things?
So I mean, we're obviously sort of thinking back to pre-season friendlies against English teams before. Callum, were you at the Everton game at Easter Road?
I was actually on holiday, but I remember it well. We went 2-0 up, didn't we? And it was one of Rooney's first games.
Aye, him and Jack Brevin had a fight.
Yeah, you got Rooney at 16-year-old getting booked. Yeah. So yeah, I remember it pretty well. My mate was raving about it at the time because all the Everton fans were following it closely because it was sort of Rooney's breakthrough. So they were excited about seeing him in pre-season and stuff.
Yeah. So what have you all gone for, Dave? What have you gone for yourself?
18.99.
18.99. One at space here. Never thought this through. Callum?
9.95.
Craig?
24.95.
Robin Bastard.
And Matt?
35 quid.
35.
God, I've really went low this one.
I just think because it's personalised.
So I can tell you, if you're wanting to buy Stephen one of them, you would have to cough up 49
Jesus
and 48.
Christ.
5.
Told you.
So another point to Matt. Or 3 points, man. So next time here we've got is an Arsenal FC table football game 20-inch official gift.
How big's 20 inches?
Can't tell you how I'd measure it.
Yeah.
Ask my missus.
Dream on.
And she would laugh her head off, eh?
Need 20 of me for that.
God.
Right on the side here, I think, for the scores on this one. So, Dave, what have you gone for this one?
100 quid.
100. Craig?
I went for $50.
50. Callum?
I went for £40.
£40. And Matt?
90. So I think bottom.
So I can tell you I had 3 screens for this. So if you're wanting that, set you back $35.99. So
I'll take that.
that'll be Callum.
Shit.
So that is the end of the Price is Right. So let's see the scores. So let's just tally this up here. So I can tell you at the end of that round, Dave and Craig are joint with 3 points. Callum is on 6 points, and Matt is in the lead with 9 points. So, but still a long way to go in this. So, what round have we got next? I'm sure I shuffled it about. I did. So, the next round we've got is Guess Who? And this took me like an hour to put together, so I'm going to put it full screen so we can all appreciate it. Yeah, so I was really fiddly getting the player behind the yellow bit and then getting the hand picking up. Aye. So this game is pretty straightforward. It is. We've got 5 random Hibs players. You're going to get 3 clues about them, and if you can guess the player with 1 clue, you get 3 points. With 2 clues, you get 2 points, and with 3 clues, you get 1 point. It's just call out your name and wait for me to come to you before you give the answer. And then, yeah, so for example, Dave, if you think you know it after 1, you would say Dave, and I'll come to you. Pretty straightforward. If you can shout out an answer before I've came to you, and then you're just giving the answer to somebody else. So we'll determine who shouts in first. And for those that say this is awfully similar to Hibsopedia, the clues about, this is actually similar to the Who's That January signing we done in January, so Hibs are actually copying our content. And I done this last week before that content came out, so shut up. No. So, first player we have got clue number 1. I finished my career at Annan Athletic in 2010. Do we have any guesses off that? Craig, who are you thinking?
Jack Ross.
It's not Jack Ross. Would anybody else like to take a guess, or we'll move on to clue 2?
Is it all current squad?
It's random players that have played for Hibs.
Oh, I
Could be
thought it
anything.
was to do with the current team.
Current squad, but they finished their career in 2010.
Well,
That's a good
why
point.
man.
Random Hibs player.
If we take a guess at this, once you've done the second clue, we're back in again.
Yeah, but yeah.
All right,
So-
Callum. Colin Nish.
Not Colin Nish, no. Anybody else want to take a stab at a guess, or we move on to clue 2?
Clue 2.
Clue 2. So I played 43 games for Hibs between 2001 and 2003.
Don't know, I was 2 years old.
Jeez. So this is for 2 points.
Must have been young
Yeah,
then.
that's-
Craig,
Do you remember Craig, who are you thinking?
John O'Neill.
It's not John O'Neill, no.
Oh, he was signed fucking before that.
And then
We'll
he
move on to-
played on to 2010 as well.
I know that fucking. Oh.
Would any like to make another guess before we move on to the final clue?
Dave, Paul Fennick.
It's not Paul Fennick, no. We'll move on to the final clue?
Oh, can I go again?
No.
No, you can't go again.
Oh, that's it.
Right, go on then.
So final clue. I started my full-time career at 26, joining Motherwell in 1989. So I've been
Craig.
playing part-time in amateur football before that. Craig, who are you thinking?
Derek Townsley.
It is Derek Townsley. Point to Craig. So that's 1 point.
Is that who you had before he said that clue, Craig?
No.
No.
No,
So, yes,
I was actually going to say Alan Reid.
Right.
Having a look in the chat. I don't see anybody in the chat having it. Having a guess at that, so no one's out there. But yeah, Derek Townsley. I was quite surprised. I didn't realise he was so late to the game at 26.
Mm.
Yeah. But I fair play him for sticking with it. So, next player. I started my career at Cardiff and have 2 Wales under 19 caps.
Callum.
Yep.
Tom James.
From deep, it is Tom James.
I had that as
3
well.
points for Callum. So yeah, the other clues were he almost joined a championship side team for £400,000 but couldn't agree terms and scored his only goal for Hibs against Alloa in the League Cup win. But yeah, 3 points to Callum. Congratulations on that. So Tom James, yes. Okay, next player. I had 4 loan spells, making 58 league appearances before joining Hibs on a permanent transfer. I know that is vague, but that's
Vague.
very vague. But yeah, this is a much more tough one than the last one. I'll give you that.
Come on, take a. I'll take a stab.
Okay,
Sorry, Craig. Adam Bogdan.
it's not Adam Bogdan. Anybody else want any?
Callum. I'll go current again. Matt Macy.
It's not Matt Macy, no. Anybody want to make a guess, or we're going to clue 2? Clue
All
2.
good.
Okay. I now play at. Here we go.
Matt.
Callum.
So Matt, I heard Matt Nate's name first.
Slivka.
It is Slivka. Can anybody pronounce that team's name before I butcher it?
Apollon Smyrnas.
2 points to Matt. Yep. The last clue was I have 44 caps for my country. It is, of course, Slivka.
What a
That's
man.
that.
What a man.
Brilliant to see him watching the football with a Scotland top on. Brilliant. Well done. Matt, you seem to be a big fan of him. Do you think he wasn't really given a run in the team, or somebody you would have liked to see more of?
It was someone I would like to see more of. I think what he is a lot like Hallberg. He was inconsistent, but given a good run in the team, he could have been a better player, a more consistent player.
I think the term flattered to deceive was probably one for Slivka.
I mean,
he had his moments, didn't he? Like the goal at Ibrox and what have you. And
Yeah.
he's beautiful as well. Let's not take that away.
Fair play. Not my cup of tea, but decent looking guy. So next player we have got here. So I ran a taxi business in Edinburgh. Bit vague, yes, but
Matt,
yep. Who are you thinking?
Gary O'Connor.
It's not Gary O'Connor, no.
taxi bus.
Oh,
Dave.
Dave.
Paul Kane.
It's not Paul Kane, no.
Craig.
Craig, who are you going for?
John Blackley.
It's not John Blackley, no. Callum, do you want to take a guess, or we'll move on to clue 2?
Nah, I'm total blank, to be honest. Not going.
Fair enough. Next one, the clue we've got here is I played 409 games for Hibs.
Craig. Pat Stanton.
It's not Pat Stanton, no.
Fuck!
Thought that was the golden rule, Craig.
No, the golden rules. I'm not going to say it and guess.
Anybody got any guesses?
Is it for the taxi? Don't know. Callum, I think he's probably too old for it, but Laurie Riley.
It's not Laurie Riley, no. And so what the final clue then, if no one else wants it to shout in? Final clue is I scored the winner to end Hearts 22 in a row. Craig?
Gordon Hunter.
It is Gordon Hunter. It's a point to Craig. Yes. I know Papa Stu is busy doing accounts and stuff in the office tonight. He's watching along. He guessed Jimmy O'Rourke. Unfortunately, that's not the right answer. But
I think the Rook was bookies. If I'm not, shouldn't have one on Gorgie Road.
Hopefully the evening isn't going too bad, Papa Stu, with the accounts and stuff. Thank you for joining us.
I hope you're having a howler, Stuart. I hope you're having a howler.
We're missing your stories.
Burning the books. So yeah, Gordon Hunter for that one, yes. So final player we've got, I believe. Matt, who are you going for? So the clue is, I'll read out the clue, but I'll come to you. I managed Gretna 2008 and 2019. Matt, who are you thinking?
Chris Humphreys.
It is Chris Humphreys. Only managed 6 games for Hibs due to injury, 12 caps for Jamaica. Chris Humphreys, correct.
But just for his one game against Dundee United, he was worth
That
signing.
one game, yeah.
Let's have a look. So that
Did he
is...
not start brilliantly against Hearts in a game as well, Craig, and then
It was
went off
Oh,
injured after about 15 minutes?
Dundee. I'm sure it was Dundee United.
No,
I'm sure he played the whole. The Dundee United was
No,
his
but
debut. He
Dundee-
played the whole game and was brilliant. But I'm sure he started a derby.
Was it not?
he was-
The 3-1 against
That's
Hearts, and then Shinnie came on and scored.
The game against
That's right.
Dundee United, he was fucking shit hot.
Aye, that was his debut on it.
But I think
Aye.
Hart, I'm sure he went off.
Yeah, the 3-1 game. Reedy's right, I think.
Came off for Shinnie.
Shinnie came on. Yeah, it was like 5 minutes in, wasn't it? But
something
it started quite well.
So the scores at the round, going into the final round, I can tell you that Dave is still on 3 points. Craig is on 5 points. Callum is on 9 points and in the lead, but still to play for is Matt on 14 points.
Oof.
So bit of a lead built up going into the final round. But I can tell you the final round is all about
Please don't be drawn. Please don't be drawn.
Sir David Gray. So we've got Sir David Gray quiz to finish up. Obviously, Sir David hanging up his boots, or playing boots anyway, last month or a couple of weeks ago. And so last month it was in June. And becoming a first team coach. So I've got 8 questions and a bonus all about Sir David Gray. So 8 points up for grabs here. So this is going to be pretty much just write down your answers and then we'll kind of go through them all at the end. And we'll have a chat. I know we've done this a couple of weeks ago, but we'll have a chat about Sir David and other things as we kind of go through. So question number 1.
Is this a shout out one or
No, that's a write you down one.
all right, write it down then.
Writing down and then we'll go through the answers. Just sort of like big fat quiz of the year and stuff. So write down your answers and then we'll go through them all at the end. So question number 1, who was Sir David Gray at before joining Hibs? Was it Stevenage, Preston, Burton or Manchester United? So yeah. I think who was on the podcast talking about Sir David Gray and didn't have an opportunity? Who's not had an opportunity yet to chat about how much to love him? Callum, you went on it. How did you react when you heard that David Gray was retiring?
There was part of me that was delighted that he wasn't going to be at another club, really. At first I was gutted when I thought we're never going to get to give him a send-off, but then me as usual, I hadn't read it properly and he's going to have a testimonial, obviously, so that'll be class, and I think it'll get a really good attendance. It'd be even better if they could maybe get against something like Man United, his former club. But yeah, I mean, just what a guy, eh? How he changed our lives.
Yeah, aye, massively. I don't think I don't know if I know Hibs fans tell him all the time, but I don't think he'll fully understand what he's kind of done for so many people. I don't think he'll ever sort of fully comprehend what he's done. But yeah, so let's have a look. So the next question here, is that too much clicking? So the next question we've got here is, how many caps did Sir David Gray get for the Scotland under-21s? Was it 2, 4, 6 or 8? But I mean, Dave, we've always had 2 testimonials in recent years with Hanlon and Stevenson. There's probably a model to kind of learn what worked and what didn't, and kind of hopefully raise a lot of money for a good cause.
Yeah, that's a good thing about testimonials. You can raise a bit of money if done properly. So I think David Gray's one will kind of sell itself, won't it? Like, you don't need a big marketing campaign for that. So hopefully it's priced sensibly, then a big attendance. You know what I mean? That's what
It needs to be a good opposition though. Like, none of this Sunderland or who was the other one? Blackburn.
Yeah.
Like I said, 2016 versus the current team, and you're printing money.
I mean, that would be amazing. The only issue with that is any players that are still playing.
Well,
But yeah, that would be class.
We'd only, like, when you're talking the main ones, the only one you'd probably have difficulty with would be McGinn.
Liam Henderson.
Cummins.
I know, but Cummins wouldn't be that difficult, I don't think, because he's already in Scotland. Like, McGinn's at another level.
Another level, yeah.
Yeah.
Like Henderson, obviously more unattainable because he's abroad, but I don't think the rest, like Fivey's kicking about at Cove, Fontaine's.
Gunnarsson will probably come back for it.
Aye.
Yeah, no, that'd be amazing. Man United
Livingston or that, so
yeah.
with Bartley being at Livingston and that as well, like it's not as if it'd be difficult to. I don't think it'd be difficult to get or like say Man United because that's where he started. But.
Yeah, you see it as an idea bandied about regularly, but they actually see it happen very much. That kind of thing. Like
Celtic done it for Scott Brown, but they done it against Ireland, like a weird like Irish select.
I'm shocked by that.
Yeah, just surprised.
I think that was any excuse to do that.
I'm sure Celtic had John Terry and Gabby Agbonlahor playing for them.
Mind you, who was the two that played for Hibs for Ian Murray's? Even stranger, was it not?
Vieira and Perez.
Vieira and Perez, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's loads of good opportunities, and I hope they do a live event as well. Like something sort of like they've done, like with the sort of like a play of the year sort of thing that they've done with Hanlon and Stevenson, where you've got music, you've got drinks, you've got sort of at the Corn Exchange. Yeah, that'd be great as well. So next question here: how much did Man United pay for Sir David Gray from Hearts? Sorry to bring up the fact that he was at Hearts. I believe he actually used to be. I don't quote me this, but I believe he actually used to be a Hearts fan. Not anymore, but yeah. So much changed now. But yeah, of course, we've got a move to Manchester United at 16. So how much did Manchester United pay Hearts for Sir David Gray's services? Yeah.
I hope he hears playing football manager comes in handy here.
Other than obviously the main one, any sort of specific fond memories of Sir David Gray in a Hibs jersey?
For me, the one that sticks out the most is, I know you got the cup final, but for me more the goal against Rangers at Easter Road in the 4-0 game. That just always sticks in my mind for some reason, all the time.
What a hit though!
Yeah, just a great when he actually had hair as well. But just what a goal it was. That one especially.
I think for a lot of folk after the cup final, it'll be Bromby away.
I was going to say the European
Bromby,
yeah.
For those that were there, but other than that, the game against Tripolis at Easter Road was that was some noise when he scored. I think was it Canberra scored the winner in the 92nd.
3-2 after being 2-0.
But I think Gray scored the equaliser, I think.
Yeah.
That was Ambrose and that as well.
No, that was some night in Easter Road that night as well.
Because was it 2-0 doing after about 15 minutes or something like that? And you're just like, here we go again.
I'm sure, was that not the night McGregor absolutely fucking bodied to the like he absolutely bodied
took him right out
on the far touchline.
Aye. So next question we've got here is when Gray signed, there was 9 signings in the 14/15 summer transfer window. When was Sir David Gray? So was he the first signing of that 9, the second, the third, or the fourth? It was a really busy window, that wasn't it, Dave?
I can remember absolutely any of that window. Was that the Stubbsies?
First Stubbs, wouldn't it? Yeah.
First Stubbs, yeah. I mean, I think Paul Hanlon said that they had like 6 players. I was in the pod saying they didn't have enough for game of 5s. It was nuts. So needed to bring folk in and like I said, promote some youngsters as well. Have you all got an answer for that one?
Yeah.
Cool. So before I was panicking there because I thought Dave was going to give away the next question. So we've got a bonus point available here. Name 5 of those 9 signings. 1 point for getting 5 correct. I know it seems like it's a lot for only 1 point, but 5 out of 9, that's not hard to get, surely. So I need 5 names, 5 correct names, so not 4 and an incorrect one, or 6 names. You need 5 names, 5 correct signings, written down, because that was one on the wall. Need to check you're not copying somebody else's answers. And we'll come to we'll go through. So you just have a think about that one. We need 5 signings. I'll have a look in the chat whilst you are having a quick think about that. So we've got Why Football saying good luck in the game tomorrow, guys. Hopefully an entertaining and friendly. Yeah, I hope so too. In regards to Jimmy Root, we've got Papa Stu saying no, it was a pub that he ran, the Swiss Cottage pub he ran apparently.
The bookies as well.
Did we do bookies as well?
I had the bookies on Corky Road, 100%.
In regards to the Arsenal top, Blair said, being an ambassador for Adidas, I expect Dave to get this right. And then we didn't. Why is Dave even on? So,
Oh mate, I've got the closest to that.
Does my message not get highlighted? The one I'm looking at.
Do you know what? I actually think I've managed to get 8 of the 9 signings.
I've got 3.
Christ, I think I've got 1 so far.
Wait, does David Gray count as one of those?
Yeah.
9 signings. 5 of the 9 signings.
Never mind, I've got 4.
Yeah. So let's see. We'll give you some time then to kind of think about bulking that one out, unless you're like Craig's who's trying to get all 9. So next question we have got is so Sir David Gray made 1 appearance for Manchester United in the League Cup. Who was it against? Was it against Norwich City, Doncaster Rovers, Nottingham Forest, Crewe Alexandra? I have to say, it's a couple of weeks since I've done this, but I'm glad I've got the answers down because I cannot remember any of these. That's what I get for being organised and having things done in advance.
Oh, who the fuck was number 9?
I've got 5 now, I think, anyway.
Cool. Next question we've got here is, what was Sir David Gray's position before Manchester United coaches retrained him to become a fullback? Was he a centre-back, a central midfielder, a right winger, or a centre-forward?
God bless Football Manager.
You better not be looking it up on Football Manager just now, Matt.
No, don't worry. I'm not.
Football Manager would tell you that
I'm
anyway.
not even got it open.
You better not be doing some Googling.
Nah.
Points deducted.
3 monitors are good though.
Okay, so next question we've got here is Sir David Gray scored Hibs, the winning goal as Hibs secured the championship, beating Queen of the South. What was the score that day? Was it 3-0, 4-0, 3-1, or 4-1?
Can we get a bonus point if we name another goal scorer?
No, but you can do it and reminisce about once we've got the answer. That'd be fine. And have you still got an answer for that?
Yeah.
And final question here is, Sir David Gray played for 8 clubs, but over half his appearances were for Hibs. True or false? A wee 50-50 one to end. So I'm going to have to trust you to kind of give the correct scores on this. So let's go back. So first question, who was Sir David Gray at before joining Hibs? Who did you all go for?
Barton.
Burton Albion.
How many caps did Sir David Gray get for Scotland, Dave? Under 21s?
6.
6. Callum?
2.
Craig?
Dos.
Matt?
Also 2.
It was 2.
Yeah, who cares? Quite stupid anyway.
How much did Manchester United pay for Sir David Gray from Hearts?
60 grand.
50 grand.
50 grand.
I went 85.
It was 50 grand.
It was.
Sorry, Dave.
It's alright.
Baby.
9 signings in the window. When was David Gray?
First.
Unos.
Alright, well, I went 4. I went
first.
4th.
Aye, it was first. Aye, it was certainly Stubbs' first signing.
Where'd you go, Matt? Sorry?
4th.
He was first, yes. First signing in that big window. So the bonus points. So, We were looking for name 5 of those 9 signings. Dave, who did you get? We'll go for.
Gray, Fontaine, McGeoch, Fivey, Bartley, and then I'd done Oxley just in case you wouldn't let me take Gray.
So I would like to take Gray. So what's your answers?
I'll go Fivey, Bartley, and Oxley, and Fontaine. I'll drop McGeoch.
Callum?
I've got Scott Allen, David Gray, Liam Fontaine, Matty Kennedy, and Fraser Fivey.
Craig?
I've got Jerome Sinclair, Scott Allen.
Is that his name? Jerome Sinclair?
Scott Sinclair's my brother, eh?
Was it Jerome?
Sinclair, Scott Allen. Oh, Jake. Was it Jake? Jake. Anyway, doesn't matter. Sinclair, Scott Allen, Matty Kennedy, Dylan McGeoch, Liam Fontaine, El Alagi, Mark Oxley, David Gray.
Matt?
Fivey, Allen, McGeoch, Gray, and Oxley.
Fivey wasn't signed until the January.
So yeah, I'm afraid it's only points for Callum and Craig on that one. Yeah, the signings here: Fontaine, Kennedy, Malonga, McGeoch, Gray,
Malonga.
El Alagi, Allen, Oxley, and Sinclair.
Kingdom.
Yeah. 5A. Well, I was so surprised because I wrote 5A down and then got corrected. 5A was January signing. It may actually been like February the 2nd or something.
Yeah.
Quite late on.
Fareed was a shame with injuries, because he was he had potential to be a bit of a cult hero for us, I think.
But he scored against Hearts, though.
He done it away at Alloa as well. It was horrible.
Yeah, I remember. I was there. Yeah.
Went up for a header, came down, and he was just like, and that was it.
Yeah, and we were shit. The rest of that, we were no 1-0 up when he went off, and we got beat 2-1.
Aye.
He's a really talented player. Like I say, I think I've actually got him on Facebook, to be fair, and he's doing all his coaching badges and stuff just now. He's really busy with that, so best luck to him with that.
It was at a derby at Tynecastle just before, like the season before lockdown, I think.
With Leanne and somebody else, Pat Stanton.
He was joining him with a march from to the stadium.
Brilliant.
Wait, Gav, see that last one? Do you get a point per answer and then a bonus point for getting 5 or more?
No, just 1 point if you get 5.
That's a bit shite.
Yeah. Tough. So David Gray made one appearance for Manchester United. Who was it against? Was it against Norwich, Doncaster, Nottingham Forest, Crewe Alexander? I've missed some there, have I not? Which one was it?
Doncaster.
Crewe.
Because of our man Callum, I'm going to go Crewe.
It was Crewe Alexander.
I love that you got Alexander as well.
What's their name?
No, it's Alexandra.
Yeah, it's Alexandra. Yeah, I knew there was a connection with Crewe, but he went on loan to Crewe at one point.
Let's pretend it was autocorrect and move on. So yeah, Crewe was the correct answer. So what was Sir David Gray's position before Manchester United coaches retrained him as a fullback? Dave?
I should have been right winger.
Callum?
Has to be a right winger, surely.
Craig?
Right winger.
Matt?
I want to say centre mid.
Okay, so it was right winger.
Shite.
Matt dropping points as Callum could have a chance here. So Sir David Gray scored the goal to secure the championship, beating Queen of the South. What was the score?
3-1 I went for.
3-0.
Callum?
I had 3-1 as well.
It was 3-0. We kept a clean sheet.
McGregor scored the other.
And so David Gray played for 8 clubs, but over half his career was at Hibs. Play appearances were for Hibs. True or false, Dave?
Oh, I went false, but I also read the question wrong. So
you can change your answer if you read it wrong. What are you
false.
for?
I'm just going to stick with false because I'll be annoyed with myself.
False.
Craig?
True.
Matt?
False.
I think it's close.
Craig's the only one that gets a point. 177 appearances for Hibs, 332 in total. Yeah. So a point there. So what was the scores for everybody at that? Dave?
I got 3.
Craig?
9 out of 9.
What's that?
9 out of 9.
9.
All scored,
Callum?
as you can see, is the Sinclair.
7, I think. Yeah.
7. Made a mess of that. 14. And sorry. So that'd be okay. And Matt.
4. Please no one I've got 18.
So I can tell you the scores at the end of that. Final slide. So I'll come back to this here. So Dave, unfortunately, in last place.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
6 points.
The Scotland of the group, Dave.
Give that a go.
And then it's close after that. Craig in 3rd place with 14 points.
Oh, here we go again.
Callum with 16 points.
Oh,
And new Hibs Talk quiz and heavyweight champion of the world, Matt. You don't get any confetti cannons left, Matt?
No, it's downstairs and I'm not sitting up again. That was too much last time.
Yeah, you were cleaning that up for weeks afterwards, weren't you?
It's still up there. I can still see it.
So yes, so congratulations, Matt. I'll try and get the belt out to you. I know I failed at doing it with Callum, but I will try and get the belt out to you. I'll probably post it. I'm not driving to Stirling. I'll try and post it out. But yeah, congratulations. So what's everyone's plans for the rest of the evening?
Party.
Catch up on last night's Love Island.
oh, that's a good shout. Yeah,
Done that earlier today.
Dave's doing that as well.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, the F1 is out at midnight tonight. I've pre-ordered that, so
No,
obviously
no
after
bother.
watching Drive to Survive, I am a fucking expert now. So be getting involved in that on my PS5, PlayStation 5. Get that PS5, not 4 but 5.
Should have done a Liam and had the box behind you, Craig.
It's sleeping downstairs.
All your console players, PC is the better option.
It's just too fiddly. It's just it's so much more
Wall of
convenient on
silence.
PlayStation.
I mean, I just ordered a new one the other day, so yeah.
I've got. I have to say, Monday's a good night for TV. I don't watch it all at once. I've kind of got a spot for choice, but it's kind of like E4 does an animated night. So Rick and Morty's on tonight. Harley Quinn's on tonight, and Bird Girl. I don't know if you've ever watched Birdman. Bird Girl's brilliant. And John Oliver's on tonight as well. So I'll probably choose between the 4 of them and have some dinner. So that's my plan.
Very nice.
Dave, you said you weren't watching Love Island. What are you getting up to?
I don't know, mate. To be honest with you, probably not much. Probably I'm going to be really bored. Probably go to my bed early.
Nice.
Aye.
You're busy the rest of the week, aren't you?
I've just got a couple of balls ties in that. So, like, every night, I'm pretty much playing balls or fives or something. So, yeah.
So yeah. Well, enjoy the Vols. Enjoy your restful night, Dave. Enjoy your night, guys.
Thanks again, Gav. Thanks again for the effort, mate. Appreciate it.
Yep.
No, so I'll be at the game tomorrow with the press pass. So follow at HFC Talk for updates and subscribe wherever you get the podcasts. We'll be back next Monday. Looking ahead to European games, of course. So Monday 7 PM, and obviously up as a podcast afterwards. Hopefully this has worked as a podcast. I'm not sure. It's up on YouTube and things like that. If it's kind of a bit awkward, but yeah. Thanks again, folks, and cheers, guys.
Cheers, Gav.
Cheers.
Thank you,
guys.
guys.
Have a good night.